Hi, my name is Fleming and welcome back to my channel. If you are not already subscribing, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. First things first, I want to say we're getting into that Christmassy feel, and over on Instagram we have a competition running right now. It's running up until the 18th of December. I will leave a link below to the Instagram competition, but make sure you put your name there, you follow our page, and you follow the details to qualify for that competition. There's some great prizes from a BT gift voucher and from a Marion hotel voucher. So make sure you hop on and follow us over on Instagram and register for that competition. There will be a little bit of a bonus as part of that competition as well if you sign up to our newsletter. So make sure you sign up to our newsletter. I will leave a link to our newsletter as well. So first things first, in regards to this video, I'm going to kind of break it up into a few different sections. I'm going to do a quick market update and then give you a little bit of an update in regards to a challenge that I'm doing for charity. So first things first, let's talk about the market. So in terms of the market, I have been talking about the market for the last few months. I have discussed it in lots of different details from a commercial point of view and from a residential point of view. And I've given my views on where I believe the market is going and where it is at the moment. I have put out a video there in terms of a Q4 update. It was done a few weeks ago, and I plan to do a more detailed video in the next few weeks in regards to an overall 2020 market update and an outlook later then in terms of 2021. In terms of this video, what I kind of want to quickly discuss is in regards to some maybe headlines we might see over the next few weeks coming up to the end of the year. So in the last video I did, I mentioned that property prices in Ireland have fallen, residential property prices have fallen by 1%, and they've fallen by 2% in Dublin. That is based on data from the SEO, which is up to date as far as September. So we're talking from September of last year to September of this year. And that data is a little bit out of date as where we are in December right now. So what I want to kind of talk about quickly is where I feel the market may have gone from December or from September to now. So initially what my view would be is in most cases what happens in the property market is, especially in the residential property market, is that there's a huge amount of properties come onto the market in September time. That is the norm in most years. This year is obviously not the norm, but in most years, September and October, there's a flurry of properties onto the market. That is because a lot of good agents will recommend not putting on your residential property on the market during the summer months because lots of people are away, teachers are away, a lot of solicitors disappear as well. So it's not generally a good time to sell property during summer months because people don't like going to view properties. They prefer to go on holidays. But when people come back and schools come back, generally speaking, there is a flurry to kind of get a new property before the year end, or definitely have it for the start of next year. That is the norm. So what has happened from September to now? Well, realistically, what should have happened is there should have been a flurry of properties onto the market in September, October, and the market probably would have stabilized a little bit, or more calm might have come about the market. However, that didn't happen. What did happen was some properties came onto the market, and there was some properties that prices were adjusted on the market as well in September and October. Some of those have sold, some of those are still on the market. But what has actually happened to property prices in general? In general, I kind of think they probably will have stayed reasonably stable since September to December across the country. So probably if we were talking about a 1% drop, I think we're probably in and around that kind of level as well. We're probably hovering around kind of 1-2% drop. Won't know the exact details from overall point of view and the exact stats until probably later into 2021. But what I'd imagine what the reports will say is that house prices are on the up again because supply is so low. And generally what I have actually seen is that there is still a huge level of demand out there for a certain type of residential property. So if it's 3-bed or 4-bed with a garden and car parking on just outside Dublin City, there is still a very strong demand for that, and there is very competitive bidding on those type of properties. But within the city or closer to the city, what I'm seeing is that there is definitely less demand for certain properties, and I've seen properties be pulled from the market because they haven't achieved their asking prices. I've seen bids going in on properties kind of 10% lower than what their asking prices are. So within the city, the first kind of signs of price reductions are there. I've discussed this in my past video as well, that the city centre has fallen by just over 4%, where the rest of the country has only fallen by about 1%. But that said, some areas of the country have actually increased. There are increases just outside of Dublin on commuter towns that are in around the 4% and 5% increases. So in terms of the way the market is going, it is very much localized. It will depend on the actual product as well. So there is still a lot at play over the next kind of few months in regards to the overall property market. My mind is once supply kind of stables out a little bit, we will see further drops in prices. I think that is kind of evident. I had a quick look at the software I use for valuations as well in terms of IPI. Again, my market is set up for Dublin, but it is showing me that asking prices have come down this month by about 4%, 4.7% in Dublin, and about 6% overall in the last 6 months. So that is kind of suggesting that asking prices on an average base are coming down. But as I've said before, I'm not a huge fan of using averages to value property. It's much more kind of important to look at the individual property itself compared to properties that are of a similar size within a similar area. As I said, I wasn't going to go through a huge market update in this video, and I felt that I will do a more detailed analysis of the market later in the year, probably closer to Christmas week or closer to New Year's. But I wanted also today in this video, I want to discuss a challenge that I've taken on for December. It is a challenge that I'm hoping to raise some money for the Irish Cancer Society. It's effectively 100 kilometers over the course of the month. It's basically just over 3 kilometers a day running. It doesn't seem a lot, but when you compound it all together and you're running every day, and the habit or the focus of trying to actually get up and run every day, that's the bigger problem. I've also added into that challenge 100 push-ups and 100 sit-ups and 100 squats every single day as well. So right now when I'm recording this video, I'm at day 8, and I've raised just over 750 euro for the Irish Cancer Society. It would be great if you could throw a few euros at that. If not, don't worry about it whatsoever. But if it is a cause that means anything to you, it means a lot to me this year and more than other years. And I think it is a worthwhile charity to give to. So if you can spare it, please do. But obviously, don't feel obliged to whatsoever. But maybe this is, as I said, this is day 8, and I will continue this all the way through to the end of December. So I'm imagining come Christmas, this could be quite difficult. But again, I'll keep the challenge going, and I'll keep trying to raise some money. But I will leave a link in the description below. So they are the 3 topics I wanted to discuss within this video. I wanted to remind people that we have a great competition running over on Instagram. They will be great Christmas gifts if you did get a chance to win them. So make sure you go over and follow us on Instagram to see what you can win. I provided a quick market update, mainly on the residential side of things. I will, as I said, will go into more detail in a later video. But it's just really a quick kind of snapshot of where I believe things are going or have gone from September to now. I think the stories that will be in the press will be no supply in December. That's generally a given. Not many people ever put their properties on the market in December. So the papers will talk a little bit about supply being so low. They will mention that supply has dropped even further in December, but that is generally the norm. every market or every year supply drops off a little bit, not in terms of the overall supply, but in terms of new properties coming onto the market. And that is because most people don't want to sell their property just before Christmas, and most agents will advise them to hang on and wait for the new year, because it's a new market and there'll be more buyers out there. So that's nothing new. There will probably be a lot said about it in terms of lack of supply again, but just want to remind people, lack of supply or lack of new houses coming onto the market in December is nothing new. That happens every single year. I also discussed in this video quick challenge that I'm doing. Try to do a challenge every once in a while, but this one trying to put as much effort into it as possible to raise some funds. But finally, what I want to kind of finish on is a question to you guys. If you've stuck to watching the video till now, I kind of hope you might answer this question in the comments below. But what drives you, or what do you believe drives people to get into property? One, from just buying property, from an investment point of view, or working in it. Is it something that you believe that is going to create wealth, or is it something that you're very interested in terms of just generally want to get involved in property? Or is it something that you feel that if you are investing in property, that it creates other freedoms further down in life? Or is it something that you feel that you've watched on Bravo, or you've watched $1 million listings, etc., that you like the lifestyle and you feel that it's a good lifestyle to get into? I'd love to know what is driving the kind of interest in real estate at the moment, or particularly what is driving content at the moment. So it'd be great to hear your feedback on this topic, because it will help me to create more relevant content in the future. So it would be great to hear back from what's really driving you, or what your real motivations are. So as always, thanks for watching. If you're not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, and also make sure to give this a thumbs up. And as always, thanks for watching.